Hello everyone, RFG here with a review for SomnaBuster, a 90s inspired 2D platformer developed and published by PD CGT, available on PC. It may seem like a simple platform game, but stages will start to show gradual depth the further you play. Before that, I'll explain a little bit more about the start of the game. After seeing a mysterious firefly pass by her window, Macy finds herself falling down into another world, and a witch alter ego with no memory takes her place and wakes up in Esperanto. You begin in a tutorial stage. Throughout SomnaBuster, you'll be jumping, double jumping, attacking enemies on the ground with the broom, jump spin attacking enemies, using an 8-way air broom dash, and walking on ceilings to beat stages. In the top left corner, you'll see your health in the form of crescent moons. If you take damage, you can collect a number of stars to refill your health. If you're already at full health, collecting stars will instead fill up a star meter. Filling enough meter will grant you an extra life. When you're done with the tutorial, you'll meet the jester Arla, who gives you the name Dolly and explains that King Martius at the top of Jericho Tower can grant wishes. Dolly then decides to go to the tower to wish her way home. Your base abilities don't change, but you'll get a better grasp on how they're used. Enemies will be dispatched on ground or in the air, which causes you to rebound or bounce off of them. Your 8-way dash is used to clear large gaps or reach higher platforms, and sometimes you'll need to walk on ceilings to get past obstacles. These abilities also have other uses. Ground attacks can also be used on fans to move platforms. Your ability to walk upside down on ceilings also extends to just about any solid platform. Your broom dash ability doesn't seem to have any alternate use, but it's generally useful overall. The most useful part of your moveset is your spin jump attack. It can be initiated when airborne, but it allows you to also bounce off walls, specific objects, or off the ground. The spin jump attack will also be needed to activate some stage interactions. Stage interactions are important since they're often tied to how to progress in the level. Your spin attack is important because leaving a stage interaction often leaves you in a vulnerable airborne state. Leaving stage interactions like vines or boost rings leave you vulnerable, but often push you into a certain direction and/or speed. And since your spin attack can bounce off enemies and objects, you can take advantage of the placement of these to keep momentum in certain places. SomnaBuster, unlike many other 2D platform games, doesn't really have an acceleration speed for Dolly when running. She's either running or essentially fully stopped. That's different than when you're in the air or in most stage interactions, so finding moments where you can build momentum and take advantage of it is beneficial. At times you'll be able to chain a broom dash into a spin attack off of an enemy or ground bounce until you need to or are stopped. Or maybe a broom dash into a ground bounce into a stage interaction, etc. The options vary on the level and the timing, but allows for some interesting combinations. Of course, not all stages are built the same. Some may have obstacles that impede your progress, stage interactions that require you to work in their timing, or where moving too fast might lead you to your doom. But overall, having this type of momentum system can help you beat levels quickly and keep you relatively safe from danger. For those of you who might be a bit turned off from this, SomnaBuster is still more than a solid platformer, even if you're not trying to speedrun the game. Stages are well designed with interesting gimmicks, NPCs to speak to, eclectic enemies, and collectible cards that are easily missed if you just rush through the levels. Levels themselves in general are pretty unique from each other. The stages may be themed, but each still has some visual distinction to set itself apart from another. Bosses keep the trend of feeling distinct. Even with Dolly's limited moveset, each boss has their own look and set of attacks that are well balanced and fit the level themes. The visual style also just works really well for the overall vibe. It's not just the endgame graphics, but the cutscenes also give off that extreme kind of 90s cartoon feel. These cutscenes aren't too short either. I can't remember the last platformer I played that had this many worthwhile cutscenes to watch. The story also fits into that. Dolly does have a set goal in mind, but she's not really bothered too much when sidetracked and does get caught up in plenty of hijinks. It also just has a good sense of humor, and the imagery helps sell the writing. It stays humorous well throughout the game and finishes strongly. But if anything completes the 90s vibe, it's the music. Well, that's not completely true. Yes, it uses a retro combination sound chip, but the way it's used is something I don't think I could ever see being done until maybe the late 90s. The 90s vibe somewhat stopped there. The game does work on a lives and continues core concept like the classic games it's inspired by, but levels are separated in multiple parts like checkpoints, so losing a life doesn't set you too far back. Your level complete progress is saved, so you're never really punished for using a continue, since using one just starts you off at the very beginning of a level. Some spots may feel a bit like trial and error, but being able to refill your health with stars lowers the burden. You can take a lot of the game at your own pace, but you'll still require a bit of precision platforming at times. Levels are easily replayable once you beat the game, so if you're missing any collectible cards, you're free to look for them, and shorter stage times are encouraged to unlock the jukebox and boss ballista mode. SomnaBuster takes a lot of inspiration from 90s platformers, but its overall gameplay, visual, and musical styles shows that there was also a lot of heart put back into it. It's definitely worth looking into if you're a fan of 2D platformers, especially if you don't mind a humor-involved story. But that's it for me. Let me know what you think below. Thanks. Bye.